Hi, everybody. Monica here. Welcome back to your 5-minute therapy with Monica at Empower TV and Wellbeing Mastery. So excited that you guys are here. Welcome. And so today I'm just going to give you some simple exercises because something's been on my mind a lot recently. And that is, a lot of guidance, a lot of medical approaches, a lot of health and wellness and dieting, exercise, all that stuff is based upon a very specific paradigm meaning the way of looking at the world, right? What is that paradigm? It is that our body is a machine. It is an object, that is something that we have to modify, fix, make better, improve on, do things to, put medication in, put substances in, put, I don't know, nutrients or extra nutrients because our food is not providing them. Supplements, right? Supplement is one of my favorite words, supplement my body. Okay, well, it all kind of tells us that we're looking at our body as something that is not really very intelligent and is not really working very well by nature. And is that true? If you ask yourself that question, is my body actually like a dumb machine that's just functioning out there and just really relying on our volition and our mind to make it work? Well, I think it is actually a really false way of looking at things because our body is an intelligent being. It is an intelligent creature, okay? How else would it survive? How else would it actually be able to grow, to transform, to function 24/7 with non-stop commitment to being alive? All right? Impossible if it did not have that inner intelligence that does not rely on us thinking about it and supplementing it and medicating it, modifying it, fixing it, it wouldn't be alive, okay? Think about it. It's some food for thought for you because I think if you actually start to embrace that philosophy, that paradigm, that our body is an intelligent living being that takes care of us rather than us taking care of it, it would change your life. It would change the way you actually are relating to yourself. And it is a journey because we're programmed like computers. We're programmed by our society to think that our body is an object. And it comes from 400 years ago, okay? It's just the way that our culture evolved. And nothing wrong with it. It's just an invitation for me to ponder a little bit, be a little philosophical about your body. So what I want to do today is give you 4 steps, okay? 4 different, very, very simple practices, super simple tasks to work with to start to actually turn in, and instead of looking at our body from the outside as something that needs to be fixed or improved on or whatever, medicated, we're actually going to be starting to learn how to look at our body from the inside, to connect with it, okay? Instead of observing and judging, we are going to be connecting. So much more of a human way of being and so much more of a healthier way of being, okay? So 4 steps that I would like you to practice. Take some time, take 20 minutes today and devote 5 minutes to each one of those steps. And then write in the comments how it went. If you experienced something in particular, write in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying. Maybe you're just saying, hey, Monica, that's a bunch of BS, You're just telling us things that are not true. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, so let's go to the 4 steps. Number 1, All right, let's take a deep breath. And if you're sitting down, or maybe you're on a couch, or maybe you're standing, maybe you're driving. In any case, whatever you are doing, take a deep breath again. And let go. Soften through your whole body. Imagine your body is becoming more and more fluid. See, I closed my eyes. That can really help sometimes to start to go in. And my body, I just let my body naturally move a little bit, sort of in a wavy motion. And I didn't think about it, I didn't make it do it. It just did it itself because it felt good. It felt like it was bringing a bit of that fluidity into my body right now. Okay? So let's go to step one. Step one is all about sensations in the body and expanding the range of sensations we are aware of in our body. So we are very conditioned to experience pain or nothing. Okay? Pain or nothing. 0-1 sum game, right? All or nothing. If we're in pain, it's alarming. Then we start to do things to our body to fix it. Okay? If we're not in pain, we forget about it. We go about our day and are sort of disembodied. We don't even exist here. We exist out there on the screen of the computer, or on the screen of the iPhone, or in the future, in the past, somewhere else. So a beautiful way to turn this around and start to connect with the body is just to ask yourself, what are other sensations that I experience? So this is 5-minute therapy practice today, number 1. Okay? Grab a pen and paper, write it down. So what I'm going to ask you to do is set your your iPhone or your alarm clock, and set it up for 5 minutes. And I'm going to have you find a really comfortable position, sitting, standing, on the couch, wherever you like to be. Try not to go on the bed because you'll fall asleep, and we don't want that. So it's best to be on the floor, on the yoga mat, on the couch, somewhere. Sitting's actually really good as well because it will keep you more awake. So what you're going to do, and I'm just going to describe it. We're not going to go for 5 minutes because you only have a few minutes here on the live. So take a deep breath. As you are already in your comfortable position, you let your body maybe move a little bit. And here's what I want to have you do. Ask yourself, as you're breathing in, ask yourself, what am I experiencing in my body? And the only thing you're not allowed to say is pain, okay? So the first thing that came to my mind, because I was already relaxing and moving, I actually felt softness. I felt that sensation of softness going through my body. Another sensation that I experienced is that through my neck and maybe thoracic vertebrae a little lower, I felt that those areas are not very soft. They felt stiff. So I have soft, stiff. As I take another breath, I started feeling tingling on my face. There we go. Maybe from the computer. Radiation or something else. I don't know. I don't care why it is. I don't care what it is for. I don't care what is making me feel it. I'm just observing the sensation. And now I actually started to feel my face muscles kind of getting a little tired from talking, I guess. So I noticed that. Okay. So I want you to go for 5 minutes as you are comfortable, and you can keep on moving. See, my body just wants to be moving. It wants to be circling around, and it feels good. And I'm just noticing all the sensations. I started to feel like a bit of a tingling on my shoulders. I noticed that. As I'm moving, now I noticed my tailbone and sits bones firmly on the chair. I felt that firmness. Another sensation. Now I started to feel a bit of a tension in my knee, my right knee. Now I started to feel my feet. Suddenly I became aware of them. So I could go on for an hour just scanning and just allowing myself to experience all those sensations. So what I want you to do it for 5 minutes. Then you're going to grab your pen and paper and just write down all the sensations. Remember, you're not allowed to use the word pain. It's out of the picture. That word doesn't exist. So this is practice number 1, okay? Register all the sensations you experienced as you are relaxing and tuning in. Oh, this brings us to practice number 2, because I just took a deep breath, you noticed. So I want you to use your breathing, but you know, there is a lot of breathing practices out there. You maybe been practicing breath work, yoga, diaphragmatic breathing, this and that. These are all wonderful practices. I love them. I've done them to myself throughout the years. They've helped me. But with our practice, what we're going to do, we're going to use our breathing and allow our breathing to be natural, yet deep and satisfying in the body. Okay? So I didn't think about breathing into my diaphragm. I didn't think about breathing into my chest. I allowed the air to come through my body, and my mouth wanted to open and expel the air through the mouth. Cool. You know, if you've been struggling with a lot of tension in your body, if you've been struggling with a lot of pain or discomfort, you may actually find it hard to breathe deeply. It's a practice. So don't be tough on yourself and don't try. Do not try to breathe deeply. This practice, again, is an observation, a meditation. That is a moving meditation because you're allowing your breath to move you. My breath's coming up here. It wants to come into my throat. Like it wants to go there. It's not reaching there. It's fine. So all I want you to do is just observe your breathing and allow your body to naturally do all those things like, oh, I'm breathing. And somehow I just felt like it got tense here. Fine. I'm just going to let it be so and then exhale and go to another breath. And maybe my breath is just like that, very shallow, and I just cannot put it in any other place of my body. So as you do that for 5 minutes, it's an observation, okay? Learning to just allow the body to do things on its own without making it different. So after the 5 minutes, I want you to grab your pen and paper and just write down any observations. You may have observed that there are some areas in your body where your breath wasn't going into, that it was really easy and soft and open to take a breath. Oh, maybe you wanted to move. Write it down. Just write it like you're a scientist. We are being scientists today, okay? But we are going to let our body to be our informant. So we're not observing it from the outside. We're allowing our body to express itself. So you're like a social scientist doing a survey with people and asking them about their opinions about things, okay? So, all right, very good. Practice number 3. Had some issues with my fingers here. So practice number 3 brings us to what myofascial release is all about, which is understanding that our body is a connected system. So you may have an area in your body that is always talking to you. Like my right knee is always talking to me because I'm still trying to help it heal. Okay, believe it or not, it's been months. It's much better. So what I want you to do is take a break from being so focused on those areas that are hurting you. Maybe it's the back, maybe it's the jaw, maybe it's your headaches, and you're always thinking about it. It's like a looping circle. So this is a 5 minutes to totally forget about this pattern that you have. And what I want you to do is relax. It can actually be helpful to be laying down for this. You can be sitting, and you're going to close your eyes, and for 5 minutes, you're going to imagine, as you're breathing gently, that your eyes, you have like a little you inside of your body, and it's traveling through your body. You can start at your feet, go out through your legs, your hips, your belly, go up to your chest, neck, all of it up into the head, and just allow yourself to feel from the inside, allowing your little eyes to be watching, your little hands to be feeling. You're traveling through that space, and you're noticing maybe there's like pathways that you can take, you know? So your awareness is spreading through your entire body from the inside. Imagine maybe it looks and feels like you're inside tree roots, or maybe you're inside of like some beautiful shiny space and you're just kind of exploring it. You may actually put your hands out, imagine you touching the surface from the inside of your body. Feel what it feels like. I have a sensation of it like feeling like a little gooey. I'm not asking what, why, and what for. I'm just allowing myself to go through that. So this is practice number 3. You're just going to allow yourself for 5 minutes play. Play with your imagination and connecting from the inside. Imagine you're like a 2 or 3-year-old that's like exploring the world. You know, they've never been to a playground before. And, you know, like at McDonald's, they have those things where kids can jump, like there are little balls inside, right? So imagine like you're in that space inside of it. And I'm like, woo, there's all those little balls around me. They're colorful and it's just so much fun. So just imagine you're like that little kid and just having fun and connecting from the inside, like, ooh, you're touching those little balls and like, what do they feel like? What color are there? So let your imagination go. And after 5 minutes, just write down, like, what did you explore? What did you notice? What colors did you see? What textures did you feel? Was it dark? Was it light? Maybe you didn't feel anything. That's okay. You may come back to this practice and do it every day for 5 minutes if you didn't feel anything, and then see if that changed. All right, so that brings us to practice number 4. Let's take a deep breath. The power of visualization. So we are very powerful human beings, and we have our healing technology inscribed in our cells and in our body. And one way of connecting with that is our imagination that we've already started to practice, and being able to visualize. So what is visualization? It's just imagining things. So it doesn't have to be real, doesn't have to be true. You don't have to be seeing divine light or being enlightened to see things. We all have the same capacity because we're human beings. So we have incredible imagination. And you know that our mind is powerful and it drives our lives. Our mindset and how we look at life actually creates what we see. And This is why some people see situations as positive and some people see the same situations as really negative. Some people see it as an opportunity to learn, and some people see it as an opportunity to complain. So this is the same with the body. So what I want you to do is just take a minute as you're breathing and feel into your body and think of like a really positive, loving, kind image that you want to bring up for yourself. The first thing that comes up, it may be a beautiful color, you know, like I have blue and purple, some colors that I love, and orange on my logo. All those colors are, for me, are very beautiful. That's why I have them here. And so I love colors. So I like to imagine the color spreading through my body. But you may imagine a light. You may imagine a substance that feels really soft and plushy and pleasurable. You may imagine like a cool air. If you live in Arizona, just like imagine the air conditioning blowing inside your body. Or maybe like kind of a cool but pleasurable water, right? Like you're like submerging into that beautiful oceanic wave and you love that sensation. So think for a first thing that comes to your mind, what is that would you really feel like it's very pleasurable to experience physically, touching or thinking about? So bring that thing to your imagination. And as you're going to be sitting down or laying down, again, 5 minutes, what I want you to do with your breath, imagine that sensation spreading through your entire body. And you may start at your spine and then allow that to spread from your spine all through into the boundaries of your skin. However you feel like it. I'm not going to tell you, but the key is that this is a nice sensation, whatever it is, and you're imagining, you're practicing that muscle of imagination to allow it to spread through your body. And it feels good. Whoa, I'm actually feeling that cool air because we're like 105 degrees here in Arizona. So that cool air is spreading through my body from the inside. It's the kind of cool blue color. And then I'm exhaling, letting it spread out even more. I'm not thinking. It feels really nice. Like, honestly, I started to feel lighter and happier as I was doing that. So you're going to do the same thing. And then you're just going to write down without thinking what color, what experience, what sensation did you choose and how did it feel? What changes did you notice? Like I said, I felt lighter and happier and brighter as I was doing that, and cooler, which is a good thing in Arizona. So just write it down. So to summarize, we're gonna have 4 practices, 5 minutes each. You don't have to do it together. You can do one day, number 1, one day, number 2, just mix it up and then figure out like which one did you like the most, okay? So we're going to be tuning into our sensations and asking what we feel instead of where pain is prohibited. You cannot use that word. Then we're going to be using breathing, natural breathing, okay? And then we're going to be imagining our body from the inside as a connected space. And 4, we're going to be just using our power of imagination and visualization to bring that good sensation to our body without thinking. And then make it a note for yourself. Do some journaling. Write it down after each of your practices. Don't make it complicated. Just jot down something that comes, the first thing that comes to your mind. So these are your challenges for this week. Get back to me. Tell me how it went. If you have questions, rewatch this video, do a couple times so you remember, take notes. And I'll see you next week. Take good care. Bye-bye.